We spend our entire lives touching and feeling the world around us, right? The warmth of a coffee mug, the texture of a book cover. But what about our technology? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into a revolution that's all about making our digital world something we don't just see, but something we can truly feel.
I mean, really think about it for a second. Your phone, your tablet, your laptop screen, they're all pretty much the same thing, aren't they? A smooth, cold, flat piece of glass. It's incredibly powerful, for sure, but in a world that's bursting with rich sensory experiences, how did our main doorway to the digital world get so physically boring?
And yeah, this slide just lays it all out, right? Our physical world is textured, it's dynamic, it's multisensory. But the digital world we tap into, it's often smooth, flat, and almost completely focused on just our eyes and ears. Researchers are now realizing that this sensory gap is a huge missed opportunity for tech to connect with us on a much deeper, more human level. Okay, so this is where things get really interesting. A huge shift is happening. In the world of human-computer interaction, that's HCI for short, there's been what experts are calling a material turn. And this isn't just about what our devices are made of, like plastic or aluminum, it's about how those materials make us feel and how they fundamentally shape our interactions. And that brings us to this key idea, this word you're going to hear a lot, materiality. So what is it? Put simply, it's all about the sensory qualities of things, how they look, feel, sound, even how they smell. The big idea here is that these qualities aren't just window dressing. They actively shape how we think, feel, and act when we use something, whether that thing is physical or digital. So, this is the big question that's driving this entire field. It's not just about making things feel nice for the sake of it. It's about designing technology with a deep understanding of our senses to create richer, more meaningful, and maybe even transformative experiences. So let's dive in and look at some of the incredible ways they're starting to answer this question. First up, we've got designers who are exploring materials as a totally new way for us to express ourselves. You can think of it like a new language, one that goes way beyond words or emojis. This is a language that uses physical sensation to communicate who we are and what we're feeling inside. And the examples here are just, wow. I mean, check this out. Just imagine a gamer wearing some kind of special wig that physically shows off their skill in a headbanging game. Maybe it lights up or changes shape based on how well they're doing. It makes a digital skill totally tangible. Or picture this, a set of crafted objects that help someone communicate complex emotions they just can't put into words. Maybe different textures and weights represent different feelings. This is all about technology giving us new tools to show the world our inner lives. All right, next up, let's look at how materials can actually guide our behavior. So beyond just expression, the very feel of an object can act as a catalyst. It can actively shape what we do and make us more aware of our actions. And here's the thing, this is not a passive experience. The sensory feedback we get from an object isn't just a result of our interaction, it can actually change the way we interact in the first place. It's a two-way street. The right sensory cue can nudge us, whether we realize it or not, to act in a certain way. I mean, think about it. Some visual textures just scream, "touch me," right? Or research has shown that if you change the sound a touchscreen makes, it can actually change how you physically touch it. Maybe you'll tap more gently or swipe faster. In exercise, adding metaphorical sounds like wind or water can literally alter your performance. And haptic biofeedback, little vibrations, can even help us regulate our emotions by making us more aware of our own heartbeat. It's pretty amazing. Okay, but this next part, this is where it gets kind of mind-bending. What if the sensory experiences from technology could do more than just guide us? What if they could actually transform our perception of our own bodies? I know, that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But what's crazy is the answer is yes. By carefully designing sensory inputs, it's actually possible to alter our fundamental sense of self. So how on earth does that even work? Well, it's actually a pretty simple three-step process. First, you introduce a new sensory signal that's tied to your body, like a specific sound when you move or a vibration on your skin. Then your brain, which is this incredible integration machine, just combines this new input with everything else it already knows. And the result? This sensory recalibration can actually shift your perception of your own body, making you feel lighter or bigger or smaller, or even more capable. And look, this isn't just some cool lab experiment. We're talking about massive potential for healthcare. Just imagine using this kind of tech to help people with chronic pain, where their perceived body is often distorted. or using it to support those with eating disorders or depression, conditions that are so deeply connected to body image.
Okay, so we have all these amazing ideas, but how do designers actually, do this? This whole revolution in materiality isn't just changing the final products we use, it's completely changing the design process itself.
Well, for starters, they're getting away from their desks. Designers are using techniques like body storming, where they literally physically act out situations to get a feel for them. A designer might pretend to be someone with limited mobility trying to use a new device, just to really feel the challenges. The goal isn't just to prototype an object anymore, it's to prototype a whole sensory experience. So this is all super cool research, right? But why should you care? What does this actually mean for us in our everyday lives? Well, it matters because it's leading us towards a future where our technology is way more intuitive, especially in healthcare. It means our games and entertainment could become so much more immersive. It promises more inclusive technology, designed for all kinds of different bodies and abilities. And ultimately, it's about creating tech that finally stops ignoring our bodies and starts feeling genuinely human-centered. So I'm just going to leave you with this one last thought. For decades, progress in tech has been all about what we can see on a screen. But this research, it suggests a really radical shift is coming. The next huge breakthrough might not be about higher resolution or faster processors at all, but about a richer, more meaningful, and transformative sense of touch.